Sami Zayn winning the WWE Undisputed title was the worst decision that ever could have been made in the history of professional wrestling. Why? Just why? It doesn't make sense. Sami Zayn does not fit the bill of a world heavyweight champion. He doesn't have the look. He doesn't carry himself as such. You think Nick Bockwinkel would have walked around looking like Sami Zayn as a champion? What would happen if Nick Bockwinkel would have walked around looking the way Sami Zayn does with the crazy hair? I don't even think he owned a suit. Just walking around with his over righteous t-shirts and his fatigue pantaloons. I don't even think he wears gear anymore. He don't even wear trunks. He can't wear trunks because he's not buff. He's not a buff bodybuilder. So it wouldn't make sense. Forget about the aesthetic. The aesthetic is pretty much low-hanging fruit at this point because we all know that he looked bogus. But why did they make the decision, Hunter? We gotta talk about this, bro. We gotta talk about this. I don't even think it's Hunter. I gotta call you Paul. So Paul, we gotta talk about this. Why would you put the title on Sami Zayn? He doesn't deserve it. Why would you put the title on somebody who goes out there night after night, putting on some of the best matches over the past 12 years under the WWE umbrella, and even longer than that under the Ring of Honor umbrella and indie wrestling umbrella as El Generico, who's been in this game well over 20 years and scratched and clawed and worth everything he has? Why would you put the title on him? Why would you put the title on somebody who's always been the fan favorite, and the closest he ever got to not being a fan favorite was when he went against Trick Williams? But hey, Trick Williams' aura is just crazy. So no matter, you could put Trick Williams against anybody, they're gonna always go for Trick. None against Sami Zayn. But that's not the point. It doesn't make sense. And if you're still here after all this, I appreciate you. Hopefully you agree with me. But back to the point. Why would Triple H put the title on somebody like Sami Zayn? A guy who has proven time in and time out that no matter what situation he's in, he's very dependable. He always comes out on top. Pause. During that bloodline thing in the early 2020s, 2021, I don't think people knew. I did. It wasn't on my bingo card that Sami Zayn would be the MVP of that whole thing. It was genius, man. It is crazy. Even when he is a heel, he's a pretty good heel because, he's a little self-righteous. So whatever role you give him, he can do it. And what also doesn't make sense is, why would you do it in Saudi Arabia? Like, why would you put the title on a guy who's Syrian and a Muslim? Why would you put the title on him in Saudi Arabia, essentially in front of all his people? I'm saying it doesn't make sense, but I think y'all see where I'm going with this. It makes the perfect sense, man. And if anybody disagree with me, you should probably stop watching wrestling. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it real bad in the comments on this one because people don't like to listen past a minute 30, so they not really know I'm going this route. But this is what I do. I don't speak negative bulls. I don't swear either. But y'all almost got me. Y'all almost jumped out my body on this one. Because the fact that people are probably going around, and I don't even think it's the fans, bro. I think the fans are genuinely happy that Sami Zayn finally won the WWE Championship. I know I am, because he busted his tail night after night, week after week, month after month, year after year to get where he is right now. He's eating a lot of crow. He's putting a lot of people over, giving a lot of people good matches, but never won the big one. And him doing it in Saudi Arabia at this time, the nature that he did it, it makes all the sense. It still keeps Cody looking strong and everybody else involved in the match looking strong. Gunther and I forget who else was in that match, but nobody looks bad after it. So the fans don't have a problem with it. My issue's not with the fans. My issue is with all these wrestling media people, bro. Like all these wrestling podcasters that has nothing nice to say about anything. Like they make all this money for real And I'm not even hating on whatever they make because I do pretty well for myself. I'm just doing this, trying to spread some positivity. But everybody just go in there and just say spew out the most negative things ever, and it's probably stuff that they probably don't even believe in. But unfortunately, in today's social climate, especially when it comes to doing content, you got to be that way. But being a wrestling fan, I know how negative they are, so it makes all the sense that people will be talking all this. So, and this won't be a very long video or a very long clip because I pretty much said what I need to say. Sami Zayn winning the WWE title was probably one of the best moments I've witnessed in a while, and I really don't know if they would have appreciated that stateside. Well, I ain't gonna lie, if they did that. It's not stateside technically; it's North America. But if they would have did that in Montreal, like that right there, it probably would have been a little more meaningful. Probably would have hit a little harder than Saudi Arabia. But it still is people nonetheless. So either two places, either Montreal or Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia, they was happy, but I feel like Montreal would have went like crazy because them Canadians, bro, they gonna back up their people regardless. Like even if you're not even from Montreal, man, if you from Toronto, but just the fact that you in Canada in general, like they gonna cheer for you, bro. So I'm all for it, bro. I'm actually interested to see. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, he haven't lost it all ready on Raw or something like that, and like making him like a transitional champion. So it's like what really do you have? What do you have to lose with having him carrying the title at least to SummerSlam or maybe a little bit and beyond? It keeps it fresh. You gotta keep these storylines going, keep it fresh. So I'm with it just because it's something that nobody expected. So Sami Zayn, I've been a personal fan of yours for a while since El Generico. I didn't even know that was you under that mask until somebody said something. You might have said it, but hey, do your thing, man. I'm proud of you, man. If that means anything, I know you don't know me. You probably will never hear this, but if somebody that know Sami Zayn, like let them know. Like tell them to tune in, man. This ain't one of them shows. So shout out to Sami Zayn, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody in that match that made it look good. Shout out to WWE in general, man. That was a good, solid pay-per-view. I don't do recaps, but it was a good solid pay-per-view. So shout out to WWE, shout out to AEW, shout out to New Japan Teenagers. If you're in the business in general, shout out to you, man. So like I always say, it's enough negative things being said about professional wrestling today. Dare to be different. Be positive. Smart Henry, world's strongest smart. And I'm out.